Clay wanted to be a small town doctor, and he wanted to be in a rural area that was in need. And that kind of sums up Clay. Clay was the most thoughtful person I have ever met. He was a giver and he was a healer. Clay came to Glen Alpin in 1985 out of residency in Asheville, wanted to be a small town doctor. That was always his dream, and Glen Alpin had not had a physician there in 9 years, so he was starting up a practice, and it was just him. So Clay started interviewing people and was looking at medical assistants. And so he hired a medical assistant, and interestingly, that medical assistant is still there 37 years later. He knew the value of medical assistants coming in. It wasn't too long before he got involved with the college and the medical assisting program here. So he got started with that and then started learning, oh my goodness, these people are underappreciated, undervalued, and underpaid. And we need them in medicine. And so really became a champion for particularly this college group, but throughout the county. Our whole idea was to develop something or fund something that would continue. We didn't want to just do, let's give some money and put in this stone or something like that with his name on it. We wanted it, number one, Clay was very active and very enthusiastic. And so we wanted kind of his legacy to live on through that. So it started as a scholarship. And then we actually came over to the college to learn more about it because, of course, Clay knew all about the program, but we didn't know much about it. We just knew that he was part of it. And so we came over and started talking to the staff here and the folks that work in the foundation. And they started, telling us what their needs were. And it was Dottie, actually, that they started saying, these are things that we don't have. These are things that we could use your help with. And one of the things that they mentioned was that there isn't a space for the students to practice. And Dottie was kind of like, why? Why do you not have a space? And they said, well, it's just something that we don't have the funds for. And so it was basically her that said, we can fix that.
I needed to help do something. It just make me feel better a little and hopefully help other people.
And so then this idea came up, and the staff here is the one that really, they talked to us about what we liked and what we wanted it to look like, but they put it together and it turned out beautifully, just beautifully. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dr. Clay Richardson's little brother, Mike. When Clay passed last year, the family was looking for a way to honor him with a lasting memory. That's when we truly began to appreciate Clay's support for the medical assisting program at Western Piedmont Community College. His impact on the medical assisting program was substantial and long-lasting. The incoming students in the medical assisting program all faced the challenge of affording the required cost of uniforms, shoes, lab coats, stethoscopes, and other personal equipment necessary for training. The Dr. Clay Richardson Medical Assisting Scholarship Fund covers these costs for everyone. Now each class can start off together, look smart, and have a bit less financial stress as they learn a new career. The two components of this gift are incredibly meaningful to the family as a unique way to recognize one of Clay's many passions as a physician, teacher, and mentor in a direct and lasting way. Our family conveys a sincere thank you to the Western Piedmont Foundation at Western Piedmont Community College for their guidance in making this desire a reality.
We have a great foundation at Western Piedmont Community College that supports us because when you look at the way the state funds us and the county funds Western Piedmont Community College, we're treated well. We get a lot, but we have certain formula funding and certain requirements, categorical, etc., where money can be spent. Well, what the foundation does is allows us to bring in resources and funding to be a little different and to have more flexibility. When you look at where we sit in the Dr. Clay Richardson office, we had a standard classroom here at Western Piedmont Community College, and the family of Dr. Clay Richardson wanted to make a difference in their community and in students' lives. And so as we sat and talked to them about what would make a difference in this community, at this college, and for our students, we said, you know, one of the things that we are committed to is that students have hands-on experience. So when you look at all of our programs, we believe in offering options, virtual and classroom, but you also have to get your hands on things and you have to be in an experience. And so Dr. Clay Richardson was so committed to our medical assisting program and to this community. He was here because he wanted to make a difference in a rural community, and he wanted to make a difference for medical assistants. So when we talked to them, we said, you know, we have here a great clinic upstairs. We have a beautiful place that students do hands-on, but there's more to medical assisting than that. There's an office. And so we talked about that, and they said, well, we can make a donation and we can use that to create an office space. So when we give them a real experience on campus, then when they actually go out into the real world, so to speak, they've had some experience. They're better able to help people and make a difference in people's lives. And that's something that we believe is absolutely critical. And so we look at that, and the cost of renovation, the cost of doing something like this, we have a set of resources that we get from the county and the state. We need additional resources to add things like this. And so the family of Dr. Clay Richardson made such a big difference in allowing us to create an experience for students that's going to give us a better education and will make them better servants in our community. So there will be thousands upon thousands of people across this region who maybe don't even know this office exists, but who are served by medical assistants from Western Piedmont Community College who do a better job, who help them more in a real manner because they had an experience here. The Richardsons have made that difference because of a contribution to Western Piedmont Community College.
This is just a huge gift, and we are very, very appreciative of the family. As a North Carolina educator, I have been to other college campuses that have spaces, but nothing's as nice as this one.
The medical assisting graduates from Western Piedmont are basically the heart that pumps life into the medical practice. They're the smile that greets the patient when they come into the office. They assist them with filling out their forms and copying their insurance cards. But they're also the voice that calls them back to the clinic, and it's their skill sets that complete their vital signs, their EKGs. They're trained to help the provider in every procedure he would perform, and they can escort the patient down to the lab and draw their blood and run all of their testing. It is their compassion that comes through when they answer the phone and that mother has a child and she doesn't know how to get temperature down, or she doesn't know if this child needs to come in and be seen by the provider. Dr. Richardson came to this area and opened a practice as a young physician. And I think of Hippocrates when I think of him. Hippocrates was a Greek physician who wrote and said, wherever there is a love for the art of medicine, there's a love for humanity. And Dr. Richardson balanced those two things perfectly. He saw the need for medical assistance in Burke, McDowell, Catawba, and Caldwell counties, and he became active in helping meet the need. He became a voice for better wages, benefits, for recognition of our certification, of our credentials, and he joined our advisory team. He served for over a decade helping improve education. Saying thank you to Dr. Richardson's family for the gifts that they've endowed the college with seems inadequate. They have ensured that his voice will continue to be heard and that his work will continue and change the lives of generations of medical assistants coming into this program. I think it testifies that his life is one that changed many people. Dr. Richardson's life is a testimony to how one person can use their gifts combined with a love for humanity to change a school, a student, an office, a healthcare system, and it can spread throughout a region such as Western North Carolina. And the family has ensured that his voice and his work will continue for generations.